Hey, we're live. It's Wine Wednesday, and we had so many bottles to open. This happens to us sometimes. We started a little bit late, but that's a good problem to have, right? It's a really good problem to have that many bottles to open and talk to you guys about, right?
Canadian wine lovers, Carl's Wine Club members, everyone across the country, welcome. That's going to be an absolute mayhem of a show. An absolute mayhem of a show. We're really thrilled. We have, I think, like what, 14 to 16 wines. I even brought some of we tasted in the YouTube earlier this week. So, yeah, I mean, Mira, we're running out of glassware here. So I know, right? I
Good
know.
nose.
I
Wow, wow,
know.
wow.
I know. So we have Syrah Cab, like some Rieslings, we have Merlots, we have, oh my God. So we got a big shipment from Mary Nissen that we are featuring next week. So we have, I think it's 14 wines from Mary Nissen that we're going to try, and we're going to build the feature around these wines. So it's really exciting. You have in front of you a wine that I couldn't wait to open and has not fucking disappoint. Oh my God, absolutely crushed it. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I had to
And
feed.
keep
I
in
had to.
mind, we are just kicking off our Bella Terra feature to our regular members, running all the way until Sunday. And so this is something that our collector members got early access to. If you had a special invitation, you had early access to this over the last few weeks. We did a tasting with the winemaker. We call that Tasting Thursday, last Thursday. And it was on Zoom. And those things are a blast. They're so much fun. And what happens when you get the winemaker on Zoom with a whole bunch of Carl's Wine Club members is we pry out like super special rare wines from the winery's like locked away cellar. So we have, I don't know, like 5 exclusive releases, plus a whole bunch of their current releases, plus some pre-releases. It's pretty spectacular. So that's coming your way tomorrow if you are a regular member of Carl's Wine Club. If you're a collector, you might have already gotten a crap load of these bottles delivered to your house by now. So that was a
Stunner. A stunner.
Standout wine.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And this is a pre-release that doesn't exist. So that's the kind of thing that we are going to talk the whole show, because with Bella Terra, we have a bunch of that. We're going to taste a bunch of wine behind me as well, that it's kind of the same situation with crazy price member pricing. So let's get it started, because Bella Terra Zoom was last Thursday. So we haven't came back on the Wine Wednesday since. It was so much fun. Fred DeProfrio and Marcel Morgenstern, winemaker and managing partner at Bella Terra, we were in fine shape. They were, oh my God, we had so much fun. We had, I think, what, 30 something members showing up on the Zoom call. It was almost at the COVID level, right? And we were on for 2.5 to 3 hours. People had a blast, but more than anything, the wines are showing fucking spectacular at the moment. And I mean, we tested them all weekend long, even earlier in the week after 5, 6 days open. And these wines are keep evolving, which is really, really cool. Either because these wines are from the vintage of the century, so it's like from the 2020 vintage, but also because Fred makes wine to age, and we also had a lot of fun wines like that little baby Riesling here with 30% botrytis affected. So it's just like there's so many. The Viognier Shine, the 2017 Blanc de Blanc was outstanding. We even tasted it all the way down, all the way up to last night. Right? So we're talking 5, 6 days for a bubbly to evolve. Like, so many amazing things that we've tasted. But I have to say, after a week long tasting all of these wines, I have to say that the Cab Sauv 2020 might have been my standout after the week. I mean, I can't say about the Riesling because that bottle absolutely disappeared on the first night. So that was no tasting it over a full week.
It's so good.
It kind of became the household favorite. The kind of wine like the average wine enthusiast did, ordered by the fucking case, right? That's the type of wine ordered by the case. There's not a
And I
ton
mean,
because
if you're like some of our members who are like, oh, well, I'm not going to drink a case of Riesling by myself. It's going to take me 6 months. Order with your friends that like Riesling and split the case. A lot of members do that, you know, get a few friends together. You each get a few bottles, get free shipping, all that kind of stuff. I also learned, as did our members, that Fred DeProfio, Bella Terra's winemaker, and his wife Margarita, who a lot of you guys have met on our various shows. They were our Members' Choice Winery of the Year for Ontario, our first one back in 2021.
yeah, at the same time as Black Market Wine Company, right?
Yeah, for Ontario. And Fred and Margarita have opened a wine bar in Niagara, kind of inspired by what we do here at Carl's Wine Club. They only feature small independent winemakers at the wine bar. So
I peeked at the wine list the other day. It's pretty cool.
look at this. And Fred and Marcel were actually live with us on the Zoom from Series Tasting Room. And check this out. So they have live jazz, entertainment, small batch wines, tapas, and on their wine list, I mean, look, only wine bar dedicated to small batch Niagara. So on their wine list, they've got like some really cool, super rare Niagara wines, right? A lot of them by the glass, so it's really, really fun. And you can
Hey, I think I saw Divergence on there, right?
Yeah, there's the MV Brut one up here.
Yeah, and guess what's that?
We have this wine open. Frontier.
I know.
Chardonnay.
I know.
Here. We just had some and we were so freaking impressed. It's so good.
Isn't it? It's freaking unreal. Oh my
Really
God, that
good.
wine is, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's what we
they
do.
have some spectacular wines on there. And so if you ever go to Niagara, now you know you got to stop by Ceres Wine Bar. As we're talking about all this stuff, okay, we just sent out a teaser to our members about Bella Terra, which you'll get the full details on tomorrow, and it'll be open until Sunday night. We thought it's also a good time to talk about the collector membership, because a lot of the wineries we featured have given collector members member pricing, but this one in particular, like you can save 13 to 20% as a collector member. I mean, some members recoup the cost of their annual collector membership just on that one winery order. So it's a really great thing to check out. Good timing.
I mean, like just look at it, Mira. It's been like 3 tasting Thursday that we did with our collector. So the collector tasting, like and one of our first feature with the collector pricing with Fairview Cellar, like just with the Iconoclast mini vertical, you were saving $60 per mini vertical. I mean, there's some amazing pricing that you get with the collector pricing. Some cool stuff coming up with Dobbin as well. We did with Da Silva. Richard had some really cool deal on the collector members. Same with Marcel. So I mean, the examples are every week now. And if you want to come with us in Prince Edward County, you can save 25%. If you want to come with us here touring the Naramata Bench, Okanagan Falls, South Okanagan, the Similkameen Valley, yeah, you got crazy deal with the collector membership. So, and you get free shipping for 6 bottles or more. You got free access to all of our insider guides. I mean, that's a lot of fun. There's a lot for $300 a year, and including the collector pricing, which is getting bigger and bigger every single freaking week. And you'll see next week after Bella Terra, I think Mary Nesson just took it to the next level in terms of the collector pricing. So yeah, a lot of fun with that new membership. Mira's been working hard on that program. It's really, really cool. And yeah, Bella Terra wine. What
So
can we say for Bella Terra wine? I
I
mean,
think
there
that
is
we need
so,
to do a quick recap for members. A lot of new members have joined in the last year that might have
yeah,
never heard of Bella Terra because we haven't featured them in the last year. But these guys are like the original member favorite.
yep,
Like when we
absolutely.
featured them back in 2020 for the first time, members went crazy. And we featured them multiple times again. And every time we love their wines, we love the people. Lou is the owner and viticulturist. He founded the
Right.
winery
The
what in
grower, right? He's the farmer. Lou's the farmer.
Lou was a farmer 1969, 76, 72, something like that. Long time ago.
76.
76, same
I think
year
so.
as your birth year.
I mean,
That's awesome.
fantastic vintage.
So he has a great story, if you haven't heard this yet, how they started Bella Terra. His dream was to own what kind of car, Carl, as a teenager?
Camaro. A Camaro.
A Camaro. He wanted a
Yeah.
Camaro. And his dad said, okay, you've saved up enough that you can buy a Camaro, sure, Lou. Or that same amount of money, you can buy a piece of farmland. And in 20 years, that farmland's going to 10x in value, and your Camaro will be sitting at a junkyard. So, yeah. And I think that, I think a few of our members are of that vintage, 1976, right? So it's a good one. It's a good one.
Absolutely.
And so he still doesn't have a Camaro, Lou, but he sure has about 200 acres no? 70 acres? I don't know. I'm just pulling out numbers.
I think we're at 50. I think they had 55 acres, Mira, like between 40 and 55.
So he has a lot of acres of vineyards across Niagara now, and they make some of the most phenomenal wines we've found in Canada, year in and year out. And that's also due to Fred DeProfio, who is their winemaker, has been for...
since day one. Yeah. Since day one, which is really cool to see that the program at Bella Terra, which was Pondview, and Pondview started to make some premium wine under the label of Bella Terra. Early in 2021, they made a big new name change for full-on Bella Terra, and I mean their big Bordeaux reds are absolutely off the chart. It's one of the best kept secret in the country. If you don't know that the 4 Mile Creek is one of the very best spots to grow Cab Sauv, Cab Franc, and Malbec and Merlot, I mean, now you're in the know. That 4 Mile Creek appellation is one of the warmest spots in Canada, and you can ripen these Bordeaux grape varietals and like as good as anywhere else in the country. And the plot of land that Lou has on the 4 Mile Creek is an absolute beauty, and they make some amazing. And I would say, like from all of we've tasted with Marcel and Fred last week, the 2020 we tasted the 2020 Meritage, 2020 Merlot, 2020 Cap. Not the Cap Franc, the Meritage, the Cab Sauv, and the Merlot. The Cab Sauv is an absolute bomb. So freaking cool, so good. And the Meritage is amazing as well. The Merlot has to stay in bottles for another couple years before ready to drink because it's still a little baby. But the texture of that Merlot is absolutely insane. 2020, if you remember, that's the very best vintage in Niagara in years. So I mean, the selection of these big reds is absolutely outstanding. They also released only for us a few bottles of the 2017 Cap Franc, which made number 2 on our Cap Franc marathon last fall among 60 different Cap Franc from coast to coast that we've tasted, which is absolutely beauty. He also released a couple cases of the 2016 Cab Sauv, which is the other fantastic vintage in Niagara on the Lake, so you have access to that. When we talk about a very special lineup, it is they gave us access also to the newly awarded double gold Cap Franc 2022. If you've been following us for a while, 2020 Cap Franc was part of my top 10 wine of the year a few years back. And that's what helped me to discover Bella Terra deeper and deeper, because that wine to me was a revelation. Now the 2020, just to say, to show you how consistent and how good Fred is at making Cap Franc and how good Lou is at growing Cap Franc. So now the 2022, their new release, different style, a little bit brighter, a little bit more lifted, not as big, not as heavy, because it's a different vintage. You got that right. But double gold at the All Canadian, so another stunner from Bella Terra. So this is for the list, the long list of red that you guys have access. But we also tasted the new Viognier, the 2023 Viognier, which Mira really, really liked, which our members who tasted it with us live uh, on the show last week on the Zoom, the Viognier was really, really good. And my very favorite, which is that pre-release of the Wild Ferment Riesling, which I affectionately labeled as a sex wine with
Sex in a glass. Okay, so this phrase comes out of Carl's mouth only a couple times a year when it comes to a wine. It's usually a white wine.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, it's usually a Chardonnay, but this time it was a Riesling. So what it tells you is that Carl loves it. Okay.
Yeah. So that little 2024 Wild Ferment Riesling is made with 30% of botrytis infected grapes of Riesling, which gives texture, smoothness, but with the blend of that high acid Riesling and the wild ferment side of complexity, this wine turned out to be incredible. And at $29, you won't see that on the shelf too long. When it gets out, that's gonna fly. And members took advantage of that pre-release and bought it by the case. So if you're just tuning in and you're looking for something special, yeah, I called it sex in a bottle. Absolutely, I did. And I maintain it. I wish I had more because it's empty. It was emptied the night of. I see what you're thinking, all of you out there. That's not necessarily what you are thinking. But yeah, we definitely emptied the bottle the first night. It would go, if I take a page of Rick Van Sickle yearly resume of the year, he always do his most interesting wine of the year. That will be on my most interesting wine of the year, absolutely no doubt. And the price point is absolutely freaking bang on at $29. So we had an incredible lineup. It's on the sheet. Mira's gonna put the link right there. You can order, and Bella Terra is going to ship your wine straight to you if you're in Canada. And what an amazing lineup! What an amazing selection of wine, which is bolstered with very rare wine. So that's fun. That's fun. That's what we do with the collector edition, and that's what it is: access to rare wine and amazing wine. So that was Bella Terra. And also don't discount that with the collector. That's with the collector members that you get your invite for the Zoom tasting Thursday. Without that, it's just you needed a special invite to be part of it. And yeah, here is where we are, Mira.
Now,
how's that? Hey, go ahead.
Yeah. So we had this happen, and we're totally flexible, you guys, where you order through the regular member pricing link, which is like the winery price, right? The regular price at the winery. And then you realize, crap, I would have saved a lot on this if I had my collector membership. We can apply what you would have saved to your collector membership. So it's the same thing on your last order. So don't be discouraged if you just put in an order for Bella Terra and you're like, oh, I wanted to have the collector pricing. I didn't realize we can do that. We did that with Fairview as well, because like Carl said, like some members were saving like $150 just on that feature. So put that straight towards your membership, and then
save the shipping for the whole year and being part of that little club inside of the club, which is the collector club. And it's a lot of fun. Every month we're doing a Zoom. So that was the last one. First one of the year was with Clausen Chase and Keith Dyer. Second, we were with Richard De Silva and De Silva Vineyard. So last week we had the Bella Terra, and moving on next month, we're going to be with Peter Gamble, Dave Brennan, and Nathan Dobbin from Dobbin Estate, and some very rare wines as well.
This month, March 26th.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So March 26th is our next tasting Thursday. And if you guys don't know who Peter Gamble is, he is the OG of Canadian wine. Like, he was the founding executive director of VQA, Vintners Quality Alliance Ontario. And he is behind a lot of the wineries that we love that have put Canada on the map internationally, like Benjamin Bridge, right? Like Lely and Stoneboat. Well, Stoneboat in particular.
Stonebridge.
Like Stonebridge. Like, what are some of the other wineries that Peter Gamble has been behind?
Benjamin Bridge. Benjamin Bridge was the first one that he really like took to the next level. Dobbin, Stonebridge. We also I would need to pull up his whole portfolio, but
yeah. So I think it's Stephen and Tanya there, up in the air, circling around Calgary, watching the show. That's so cool, you guys. Saying Dobbin is pretty exclusive too. Yeah. So they're one of the few wineries that we featured that don't have sort of a value tier, right? They launched just a few years ago with just a few wines, all like made obsessively to the point that they will pick berries 12 times over the course of a month, berry by berry, to get the exact level of sugars they want in the different barrels. So they're very, very obsessed about this. I mean, and you wouldn't expect less from someone like Peter Gamble and his wife and business partner, Anne Sterling, who is also like a very awarded organic viticulturist around the world. And so the two of them, I mean, this is what they've done their entire life. They even have
they also own a winery in Argentina.
Yeah. So it's going to be a fascinating tasting Thursday, you guys. If you're into wine, like, these people are just incredible to listen to. I'm going to flash up on the screen the little link I put there for those of you that haven't clicked it yet, and show you a picture of Peter, and then maybe we can chat a little bit more about the Bella Terra or about the wines we're featuring next week, which are very exciting as well.
Are you talking about Dobbin? Or
yeah, I'm gonna show the oh yeah, okay, so I have the Bella Terra wines there. I'm gonna show you the Dobbin wines as well. Or not. It might take a second.
That's all good. I think the Dobbin link was sent to our collectors already. So you guys will have access to the Collector 3-pack, which is made up of the new sparkling. So the first sparkling made at Dobbin, which is 100% Chardonnay, so a Blanc de Blanc. Also, the first release of their Estate Pinot Noir, which you and me, Mira Boucher, and some members tasted out of barrels last summer when we did a day of touring during the Pan Canadian Masterclass. Which, by the way, Peter Gamble was probably the very best speaker at the Pan Canadian last year when he did this his expose on Riesling. Absolutely blew the crowd away. It was incredible. So that's why I was pushing Nathan and Dave. I said, we need Peter on the Zoom call. He's just too good of a speaker. So he will be there. And so yeah, so the first sparkling, their first Pinot Noir estate. And we will do also the pre-release of the 2021 Riesling, which are very, very anticipated. These wines I've rated by Jamie Good, the master of wine, and Rick Van Sickle, 94 and 96 points. And myself as well, 93 to 95 points. From the 19 vintage, from the 2020 vintage as well. Their Rieslings are incredibly complex, and like for a simple reason is because the attention to detail they do in terms of the multiple pick. And anyway, so that's for the Riesling. We're going to have also access to 3 library wines who are not available anywhere, with also collector member pricing on the 2020 Chardonnay, on the 2019, the first Cabernet blend that they've made, Cap Franc, Cap Sauve. Also, Mira, Billy, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's with the 2019 Black Cap Riesling, the other one. So a very limited, a very collector-oriented lineup for that tasting. And just hanging up the phone with Nathan Dobbin, he gave us access to 4 to 6 Magnum of the 2019 Chardonnay, which is the wine that we took to Las Vegas last year for the One Drop Foundation event, which is one of the biggest wine auction in the world, with Guy Laliberté, owner of Cirque du Soleil, and all of his wine friends sitting at the Akassam at the MGM Grand and bidding for crazy price, like a week at Chateau Latour in Bordeaux, a week at Chateau Rothschild, a tour in a private jet of Napa Valley, like some crazy price. And we were serving two Canadian wines among some of the top wines in the world. And Dobbin Estate 2019 Chardonnay was served there, and people went crazy on that. So Nathan gave us access to 4 to 6 of his Magnum with a
Which is
member
the last
pricing.
place you can get that original release anywhere, right?
Yeah. So some cool stuff. So that's a little bit about the collector member. So really cool. So that's for the Dobbin experience, which the Zoom will be held on Thursday, the 26th of March. Can't wait for that.
And this is what we've been talking about that's coming your way tomorrow, you guys, for Bella Terra. Which, if you're not a collector member and you've been thinking about it, now is a good time to join, because tomorrow, check this out. Every single wine, and you can ask for any wine that's a current release as well, is between 13 and 20% off as a collector member. So it's amazing. And they start at $24. So with tax, that's $27.12 here. Yeah, 13 to 20% off if you're a collector member. So it's pretty ridiculous what you can save. And it really gets interesting if you're a collector, because you're looking at these bottles, which are on the higher end of the price points. And you can really stock up on some of these gems that are super highly rated, win awards every year, just fantastic wines, right?
Absolutely fantastic wine. And like I mentioned, the Cab Sauv 2020 is showing spectacular right now. If you have a desire of buying some older vintage, the 2017 Cap Franc, it's something to go after. That's for sure. And if you like sex wines, don't miss out on the Riesling Wild Ferment,
That is the one
Wild
that Carl
Ferment
called second
pre-release, which
home.
has never hit, hasn't hit the market yet. And
Yeah. And it
this
has
was
30% botrytis, which is sort of something that infects the grapes and makes them shrivel up and be more concentrated. And it's got this gorgeous, like slightly sweet taste. It's so good. Steve, I think that's Steven, right? Yeah, up in the air. Can we ask you to curate a box of the good ones and we can pay for it on the Shopify or Shoplift? yeah, for sure. Because you guys weren't on the Zoom because you were away, right? I think so. Okay, we'll have to see it. What kind of wines you guys have gotten, what you like, and Carl can suggest.
absolutely, Mira. You can put my my email address and my phone number on the
No,
right
he's
there.
he's a member, so we're gonna email you right after.
There you go. There
you
you go.
go. Just
So
writing it down.
amazing night with Bella Terra. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I got it. Yeah. So amazing
Well,
night on
definitely
this.
the Riesling. If you guys are into Riesling, that Riesling is outstanding. So
Absolutely. So yeah, amazing wines from Bella Terra. Right?
multiple Cab Franc and the Cab Francs, and I mean lots of stuff. We'll email you and we'll see what you're thinking and suggest some good stuff for sure.
Absolutely. Now, I think it's time to should we move on to the next week feature?
Yes. So coming up after Bella Terra is done, coming up next Monday, we have Mary Nissen. And what's cool about Mary Nissen is they also host some virtual winemakers. So winemakers that make wine at Mary Nissen under their own independent label. So that's why we have so many wines open, because they make a lot of wines and very
do
wines. Really great wines.
So that's so funny because I started with the two Riesling in my glass here, and geez, they cannot be more different. There's the platinum one, extremely austere, almost bone dry, with only 1 gram of residual sugar. Like when we talk about bone dry Riesling, austere size type, that is what it is. And the other one, it's rounder, it's softer, it's more approachable with a bit of residual sugar, which make it like a little bit of a more of a approachable style, right? And yeah, they cannot be more different. Let me go check here with the note, because I just pull up what they sent me. I'm tasting the wines for the very first time right now, so I don't have the white label Riesling, I guess.
What's your question?
I was looking for the residual sugar for the white label, the Piccone white label Riesling from Mary Nissen that I don't have here on the list.
I'll research it for you.
Oh no, it's right there. It's right there. So $23 with 24 gram of residual sugar, right? Like I said, softer, rounder. That's this one. And so Mark Pister, which is at the helm of the collab project, which is like you just mentioned, like the garages, the little independent winemaker who make their wine at Mary Nissen, have a very good connection with the Piccone vineyard in the Vinemount Ridge appellation, and definitely Mary Nissen winemaker tapped into that connection because it's 100% Piccone fruit, which is one of the best source of Riesling on Niagara Escarpment. So the price point of the white label of Mary Nissen is always amazingly affordable. Amazingly affordable. And this one, $22.95. It's another example of that. And like I mentioned, right? affordable but approachable. That's the type of Riesling who makes me laugh, who makes me smile because it's easy drinking. And I love
Yeah.
my Riesling with a little bit of sweetness. I think it just brings some softness. And when we go to the Platinum, this one, we are at 1 gram of residual sugar. So the acid is really freaking out there, like bone dry. Um, and that's the cool thing with that is at Marinescent, they gave us a pretty good. When we talk about members, collector member pricing, this wine is at 28 instead of 34. So they gave us $7 off for that bone dry Riesling, the 22 vintage. So yeah, really cool duo of Riesling, completely at the opposite of the spectrum, which is a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Hey, we opened that other Riesling, the Horseshoe Vineyard Riesling.
Yeah.
And it is also at Mary Nissen. So possibly going to be something available. I think what we're going to do is next week we're focusing on Mary Nissen and and I believe that any of their other collab wines are available by request. And then we're going to possibly feature a ton of the collab wines sort of separately. What we find is sometimes it gets a little overwhelming if we say, here's like 30 wines, right? So, so we're going to focus on telling the Mary Nissen story. But of course, if you want to taste that Horseshoe Vineyards Riesling that we tasted recently, if you want to taste any of these other ones that we're going to be chatting about today, if they don't show up in the tasting notes next week, we can always add that to your order if you want.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the plan is after the Mary Nissen feature, we're probably going to do a month of the collab people, which include the Horseshoe Cellar, which also include Liebling Wine, which is the Carl Kaiser, what's her name? Daughter, but what's her name? Andrea Kaiser's label. Mark Pico, Mark Pister with Fogelar, Jeff Muth with Divergence. Because I mean, this wine only, Mira, is worth the freaking price of entry. This Chardonnay from Jeff, single vineyard Grimsby Hillside. We just did a full 15-minute YouTube video on this wine. I was excited when we opened the box, and geez, that it did not disappoint. Whoa. I mean, Thomas Batchelder does a Frontier Block at Grimsby Hillside. That it's not far behind. That is not far behind. So that's Jeff Moot at Divergence. So Divergence is under collab as well. So we're gonna have. I'm thinking that we should do a full month of collab, which is all very small producer. Where they're very excited to get their name out there. It could be a lot of fun to do that. So
yeah, so it could be like a tasting Thursday type of thing where we could have multiple winemakers on. I think that would be really cool. And or maybe something where we feature different winemakers throughout the month. Anyway, we'll definitely bring you all those stories because there's some great ones. So Mike, the average wine enthusiast here, said he ordered a 6-pack from Horseshoe of the Riesling, and it is a great story. Like, this is a winemaker established in Ontario who's collaborating with someone in the industry here in BC to make that wine. It's a pretty cool story.
So yeah, Scott Woody, who is the vineyard manager at Tantalus Vineyard in Kelowna on the South Kelowna slope. Tantalus, one of my very favorite vineyard of the Northern Okanagan. So Scott partnered up with John Daniel Steele, which has also been working on the Ontario wine industry for a long time, but moved to BC a few years ago, and they have that small label together where and the plan for them is to start showcasing different vineyards, single vineyard Riesling across Niagara, a little bit like Thomas Batchelder is doing with Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Gamay. And John Daniel and Scott want to do that with Riesling. And guess what? That Kelsen block from Grimsby Hillside is their first commercial. They have 70 cases. And John Daniel was telling me, Carl, we're going to grow that. Next year, we want to have 2. And if things goes well, we're going to have 3 and 4 different Rieslings. So for people who start following these smaller producer, you guys can be discovering something which is like something great in the making. It's really, really cool to be part of that startup. So yeah, that's what Collab is all about. And Marinescent was like forward looking enough to open their door and say, you know what, let's be collaborative here. Let's welcome you in our facility. Let's share knowledge. Let's share the equipment, and they will come. I think now they're like 11 or 12 different producers under the collab, plus the Marinescent wine. So we're starting with Marinescent next week. And yeah, another wine that we have here, it's the Viognier, single vineyard Viognier here. Okay. So this is the Stock Vineyard from the Lincoln Lake Shore appellation. So near the Grimsby Hillside, what we've tasted with our Chardonnay earlier, with the Kelsen block here at Horseshoe Cellar. So that Viognier is from the Stock. I remember Stock Vineyard from, I believe it was a Merlot at Malivoire. Or if you remember correctly, Mira, we had a single vineyard Stock with Malivoire, and I believe it was a Merlot. But now we are with a Viognier. So let's give it a crack. Let's give it a try. See how's that Viognier. We just tasted the Bella Terra Viognier last week. So let's see what's this Viognier here. Oh, very floral. Very, very floral on the nose. Lots of tropical fruit. Lots and lots of tropical fruit. This is a $24.95 price point Viognier, which is right in line with the Bella Terra Viognier. The Bella Terra Viognier is coming from Niagara-on-the-Lake. This is from the bottom of the escarpment, so different source. Also very dry at 1 gram of residual sugar. Very tropical, but very dry. Usually tropical flavors, just like that, like almost like honeydew melon, cantaloupe, even a little bit of pineapple. Super tropical on the palate, but bone dry on the finish. It's very interesting, and there's a little bit of minerality who comes up at the end. This is a very interesting Viognier. Bold texture on the front, but gets a little, like I said, that mineral, almost flinty on the finish. So there's a transition of texture throughout. It's very, very interesting. Yeah, that paradox of tropical dryness and flintiness in the end, I really experienced that with the Viognier. This is very interesting. Do I like it? Yeah, I do. Did I expect that? No, I didn't. At that price point, that remains a 90 points. That's for sure. Well, I'm at, yeah, I would go with 90. I really want to experience that wine a few more times in the next couple of days to see the evolution. But the crack and pour is really, really interesting. Different from everything I've tasted in terms of Viognier. Like I said, that transition from tropical to dry and mineral is very unique in terms of delivery. So yeah, super fun, very different, almost geeky in a certain sense. Yeah. Okay, so we're down to the three whites. Um, we already tasted the hay. I talked about it last week. We tasted it on our Facebook, on our YouTube short 2 weeks ago when the box arrived the exact same day. So that's the fun wine that Mary does almost every year. It's the blend, the co-fermented red and white together. So we're at 70% Cap Franc and 30% Viognier, 30% Riesling. Uh, it's the follow up on the Merlot Gewürztraminer that you guys discovered with us 2 or 3 years ago when we featured Marinescence for the first and only time so far in the club. Now going into a second go around, but yeah, this is super cool. I loved it a lot, enough to give it a 92 points in terms of geeky, interesting, not disappointing, not over geeky weird, which is very important to me when you get into these unusual, off the beaten path type of project. When it's too weird, I'm checking out. I can't do that. It has to make sense on the palate and on the nose, and this is a lot of fun. This would be my charcuterie. Mira really liked it as well, so that was my 92 points. And one of the most expensive wine at $28. But again, like very rare. Comes out one every couple of years. But yeah, 69.31 in terms of split. Mira, I've been just chatting my mouth off here. So, what do you have in your hand?
We have so many wines open that
I know,
we have
right?
to. I mean, what are you going to do? You have to spread the joy when you've got this much goodness around you, right?
Absolutely.
So, it's great to see everyone. Our numbers are growing. We're almost at the halfway mark here of 500 out of 1,000 subscribers. So help us get there. Please hit subscribe on YouTube if you haven't yet. And please share with your wine-loving friends so that we can get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. And that's when things can get even more fun for Canadian wine on YouTube. Taking all ideas on how we can celebrate the 1,000 subscriber mark, taking all ideas of whatever stunts we can and should do. If you guys don't know, one of the crazy things we do is the varietal marathons where we taste like one time 112 Chardonnays from across Canada, all at once, all live streamed all over our social media. So where was that picture? Look. And some of you guys were here for some of our other ones. I think, Mike, you were at our Pinot Noir varietal marathon. We've done Cap Franc. We've done Merlot. We've done Syrah. We've done Sauvignon Blanc, Bubblies, all from across Canada. So we want to do more of those, and it will sure be helpful if we've got more of our members on YouTube checking that out as well. So thanks, guys.
I have a $19 Cap Franc here from the 2022 vintage.
Ooh,
okay.
Is that one of the ones I have?
No, you don't have this one. You have the Syrah 2022. We'll talk about it right after. So, I mean, yeah.
Nice.
$19. So, which is from the white label here. So let's see if it's drinkable. It smells like Cap Franc. I mean, there's no complaint at all here. Barrel aged, new and used French and American oak. So that's that, like that approachable, easy drinking Cap Franc. Let's see what it says.
Carl usually knows from the nose and or the first couple sips what he thinks of a wine.
I mean, $19 including tax. Sign me the fuck up. Like, I mean, sign me up. This is good. This is approachable. It's fun. It's ripe. It's round. It's just plain and simple good. It's not uber complex, but $19, I don't expect the world of it, right? And it over delivers my expectation. It's just fun wine, easy drinking. That's kind of a value wine of the year type of thing, right? I like it's 100% varietal, so and it's really Cap Franc.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's telling me she put 9 cases aside of that, but she's gonna have some 23 available as well. If we sell out of that, it's not gonna be it. There's a 23 which is very similar in terms of style. I'll have to taste it, but I don't have it open here. So now what I want to do is to taste the 2023 Syrah. So they're calling it their Shiraz. Probably because it's made really like New World style for like fruit forward. That's funny because when you say smoky from BC, people start panicking, right? If I say smoky for Syrah from Ontario, people don't have the same reaction, right? So
true, you got to be so careful now because of the wildfires in BC, right? People get suspicious if you say smoky, but we promise we will never feature a smoke tainted wine in Carl's Wine
I won't.
unless there's something crazy. Like there was a winery that did one and they called it Smoke Show and people loved it and it was smoke tainted, but we would always say it is or not feature it at all.
So this is $19.95, $20
For a Syrah?
for a Syrah.
Oh my God.
Again, is it the wine of the year? No. Is it worth $20? Absolutely fucking so. Yeah. Yeah. It is worth it. There's a nice texture. There's blueberry fruit. Like there's that little meaty, smoky that Syrah tend to have. A little bit of black pepper following up the mid palate. A little bit of oak spice. I mean, this is bang on price. This is absolutely bang on price. I'll give that 90 points. Exactly what my 90 points means, right? The wine is well priced. The wine deliver my expectation, and it's a wine that I wouldn't mind to bring somewhere at a party and say, "Hey, you should try that." That's like a by the case. Like these two wines are the type of like by the case type of wine. $19, $20. I mean, absolutely. Yeah, well balanced, no high alcohol. This is a 12% Syrah from couple different vineyards around Niagara. I love the color. The nose has a little bit of herbaceousness too, like a little bit of savoriness. You know what? It's more like 90 plus. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It is awesome. It is awesome. Okay, so these are two of the entry level wine. Because if I look at the pack, my intention like this, we're gonna have a 6-pack at around like $125. $125 for 6 bottles. I mean, this is pretty cool, right? With wine over delivering their price point. Yeah, absolutely. So now what I want to do here, after I tasted the 2 white label, I would like to do the side-by-side between the Nanny's Blend and the Cab Syrah. Okay, so these are from the Heritage series, the Heritage collection, both 2022 vintage. Okay, one is Cab Syrah Blend and the Nanny's Blend from the 2022. Nanny's Blends always change blend every year. Okay, so let's check it out. What do they have for us in for 22? What's in store for the 2022? So that's the Cab Franc. Let me find here my library. No. There you go. That should be around here. Heritage blend, 90s blend. It's a $28 wine, which is a blend of 55% Merlot and 45% Malbec. Malbec Merlot blend for the 90s blend this year. And barrel aged, new and used French oak. Yep, I love the nose. I love the nose. Versus the Cab Syrah. Let's see here if I have any information on the Cab Syrah. No, I don't. It's something that I would probably be able to post, but I don't know what's the split, but we'll tell you if I like it, okay? So let's start with the Nanny's blend here.
Awesome. See, when Carl gets so excited, it's very good.
This is round and soft. Round and soft. There's tannin to it. Oh, this one has, like, you get the white label at $18, $19. They're good. They're approachable. This is much more serious. This has much more weight on the mid palate. Yeah. Oh, wow. That is a lot of fun. I love that. I love that. This is a 92 points for sure. And this is 16 months in French oak. $28 wine. Sign me up. Sign me up for sure. Mira, if you can find me the 2022 Heritage Series Cab Syrah, I'd like to know.
I can find that for you.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. See, remember 4 or 5 years ago, we went to a group conversation where here in BC, in the South Okanagan, about what is the blend that South Okanagan should pursue as the most successful type of blend that we can be recognized from the South Okanagan. And I was sitting there, and my idea of that was Cab Syrah. And we had a long conversation over a full day about that. And this is exactly what I'm talking about here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about here.
So
that
good,
is
hey?
fun. This is, I don't know, like I had it because I know that she gave us also a, okay.
Crazy club member pricing, right?
Yeah, a crazy club member pricing. I have that in my note. I think she's giving us like $5 off.
Wait. Okay, so the Cab Syrah, because we're getting a crazy member price on the Heritage Cab Sauv 2019.
Yeah, and also on the Cab Syrah.
And on the Cab Syrah. Okay, Cabernet. Oh, is it the 2022 Heritage Cabernet? Yeah, and it has 49 Cab Sauv, 34 Syrah, and 17 Cab Franc. So it is a Cabernet Syrah. Okay, so get this. It's $27.95 regularly, which is already a smoking deal for a Cab Syrah.
Oh, I love the finish.
And we're getting it for $22. And currently it's not available anywhere else in Canada except possibly the My Wine Canada website. But even then, they might only have a couple bottles. So it's not at the winery. It's not, maybe you'll find it at a liquor store at a super, like one of those, not LCBO stores, like more of a different kind of like a private liquor store. I think they have now in Ontario, but yeah,
so
really available anywhere else.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Wow, this is awesome.
So
this is freaking awesome.
It has new and used French and American oak, which is interesting.
Okay, so that's the thing they call Cabernet Syrah because there's the two Cabernet, right? So it's 49% Cab Sauv, 34 Syrah, 17 Cab Franc.
Exactly.
I freaking love it.
Me too. I haven't even
At
tasted
22
it yet.
bucks. At 22 bucks,
including-
this is ridiculous. This wine is
So
usually
guys, so
something.
that's like a $20 BC wine, not even. It's like a 19 something BC wine because we always have it plus tax here in BC. This is insane. What kind of score would you give that wine?
I mean, this is not under 92 points. That can't be. This is just too complete of a wine. It's not over fruity.
Okay.
Okay. There's it's not too expressive on the front palate, but it developed. I want to see a little bit of time of this one. I'm curious how it's going to open up. The Merlot Malbec, the Nanny's blend has more texture, has more volume to it. The Cab Syrah is more linear, has more tannin, might age a little slower, but this is freaking fantastic. For 22 bucks, I'm like, shit, this is good.
Amazing.
Yeah, ooh, the Nanny's blend is much rounder, much softer. Nice. Cab Syrah, it's more directional. But I will be around the 92 points as well. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Great news.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, we're really excited about this new member pricing initiative for collectors. We're happy.
Do you want me to blow your socks off in terms of member pricing? I will. Yes. I already opened the 2020 Merlot. It's back at the Platinum Merlot, which is regular $45. Okay.
Okay.
She's giving it to us for $15 off a bottle.
Holy smokes.
$15 off a bottle for the 2020 Merlot. Okay. Let's see what they say here. 16 months in new and used oak. All French.
Also an exclusive release, yeah.
Okay, let's try that. Okay, 16 months, 13 and a half. So percent alcohol. Oh, nice color. $15 off a bottle.
That's amazing. We're really looking forward to this. I think one of the amazing things that can happen with Niagara that's more rare in BC is some wineries purchase their vineyards when you could still get them at really good prices, and they're completely paid off now. So I think that's the case with Bella Terra. I think that's the case with Mary Nissen. I mean, they keep growing and, there's costs, but they can do some of these very value wines for us. And it's a great thing for us as wine lovers. Tell me.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that wine. At some point when I saw the discount she gave us, I'm like, is there something wrong with the wine?
Oh,
no, that was my first day.
You do wonder sometimes. Yes, it's true.
I'm like $15 off a bottle. I'm like,
yeah, a few wines with member pricing because we have our collector members and we like to make sure they get at least some of the wines have member pricing. She's like, yeah, we can do this one, and it's not available anywhere else, and it's specifically for collaborations like this. So they're smart. They thought about this when they're allocating their wine.
Great length. The wine's still lingering. The tannin is there. It's like I said, it's a 2020. Is it Bella Terra level? No.
So this is the Platinum Merlot we're talking about.
Yeah,
is it?
yeah. But But I mean, at $30, I mean, there's everything I'm expecting from a Merlot. It maybe not a big mid palate, but the finish is fantastic. I mean, the mid palate, don't get me wrong, it's not disappointing. It's just not bold like Bella Terra is because we just tasted it. So that's why, and both are from Niagara on the Lake. So that's why I'm kind of benchmarking it. But for that price, fuck yeah.
Uh-huh. And it's
20,
the 2020, which was a really great vintage. So that specific wine, Natalie McLean gave it 92 points.
See, I was just about to say, at $30, it's at 92 points.
Yeah.
If it was the 50 for the $50, the 45, I would might have gave it 91 plus. But at $30 for that delivery, fuck yeah.
No, it's fantastic. Let's see what else we can find out about this wine.
Now I'm gonna get the Cab Sauv, okay? 2019 Cab Sauv. Formal Creek VQA. This is from the Heritage Series. Okay, that's another wine that she said, yeah, I think I have 10, 15 cases in the back here, and I can give you a good deal on it. And let me go back to my 19 Heritage Cab. This is a limited library release. Oh, no, okay, this one, yeah, it's a library release at $30. And there's only 8 cases available of that.
Wow. And then if you get a case of it, they're doing a case price of $275 all in. That is pretty awesome. And so that 2019 Heritage Cab Sauv, let's see. 2019 was a cooler vintage in Niagara, right?
Savory, tobacco, tannins are still really there. Nice mid palate, well balanced. I mean, this is a little bit more like old world type of Cab Sauv, I would say. This is not the rich, bold iconoclast 36 months in oak. It's a little leaner, but not too lean. Okay, it definitely shows a cooler vintage, more on the red fruit. I would say red currant, red cherry. Additionally, a little bit of blue plum. Not too much on the dark fruit, but tobacco and chocolate. So yeah, I mean, a little bit of floral note as well. Definitely cooler vintage Cab Sauv, but for $30 for 2019, this is fun to have. There's definitely enough on the mid palate to make it interesting, and the tannin lingers. So yeah, I'm good with that. I will call it 90 points. Yeah, here we are. I don't know what time do you have, Mira, and how long we've been going on for, but
6:22. Yeah. I gotta say something though, okay? So John Mary Nissen, I think, was the founder of Mary Nissen. He was one of the first in Canada ever to plant Cab Sauv for a commercial vineyard.
You are 100% correct.
Extra special, I think. And Jeff Hundertmark, who is now at Mount Boucherie, who makes amazing Cab Sauv, he fell in love with Cab Sauv at Mary Nissen. When he was a winemaker
long time winemaker at Mary Nissen.
And so this is a very special winery for Canadian history because Cab Sauv is one of those big reds that people said there's no way you can make that in Canada and have it taste good. And here we are. And not only is it a great Cab Sauv, but it is $30, including tax, which is an incredible price point these days for a capsule.
Yeah, duh. Absolutely.
There you go.
I mean, if you ask me what's my top, like what's the wine who really like light me up, I would say the $15 on the Merlot really light me up, and it delivers for the price. Um, the white label Riesling is really fun to really fun to drink. I would say the Natty's blend, surprisingly rich and bold on the mid palate. Really love that wine. The Cab Syrah, I have the impression that in a cup like later tonight with a little bit of air will absolutely open up. I'm excited for that as well. There's so many. I mean, the hay. This is a ton of fun. And yeah, there's also two no wines, which is a stainless steel Pinot Noir and stainless steel Cap Franc that I'm gonna open later tonight or early tomorrow, to see that can be another option as well for the feature. I remember the no Cap Franc was very interesting. I tasted it during the Cap Franc marathon, and it was really intriguing. Purity of the fruit of Cap Franc. So yeah, I mean, this is amazing lineup. Lots of wine to choose for. I'm gonna build that whole potential sequence here tonight and tomorrow, and yeah.
Here we go. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So, Bella Terra. Link is already in your inbox, members, and a great time to upgrade to collector, because for the next 4 days, we're going to be talking a lot about Bella Terra and these amazing wines we have access to with member pricing until Sunday night. And then we head into another amazing week of member pricing from Niagara with Mary Nissen next week. So,
and Dobbins in between. So,
and Dobbin, if you want to pre-order your Tasting Thursday pack to have it in time for the tasting on the 26th, then this would be a good time to pre-order that as well. So last quick thing, if you're thinking of going wine touring this summer in BC or Ontario, we have touring weekends with members on both ends. And Prince Edward County is the first time we're going as a club, May 1st to 3rd, guys. It is almost sold out. We sent out the link a couple times this last week. We'll probably send it out one more time, and then it'll be sold out. So if you're thinking of Prince Edward County, May 1st to 3rd with us, check your inbox for that link and join us. It's going to be a blast.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. Back for our YouTube challenge at 4 o'clock Pacific tomorrow night.
Absolutely. So Canadian wine lovers, Carl's Wine Club members, everyone, wishing you a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Cheers.